Patrick Mahomes calls Maxx Crosby the best pass rusher in the NFL. And we're also going to be looking at the Raiders Mount Rushmore since 2000. What is up, Raider Nation? It's your boy Small Raider back at it again with yet another video. If this is the very first time you're coming across this channel and you love Raiders content just like this, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button to notify you guys when I upload more videos like this. With that being said, let's talk about Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback that we all love to hate. Now, there's no denying that Patrick Mahomes has been the best quarterback since Tom Brady, winning Super Bowls, winning a lot of games, winning the AFC West multiple times thanks to the referees, but nonetheless, he's been doing his thing out there. And we know that that rivalry between the Raiders and the Chiefs are at an all-time high, especially now that Patrick Mahomes has joined the league. And we know that our star of the team, the face of the franchise, Maxx Crosby, has a little bit of history with Patrick Mahomes. And if you guys don't even know that, then you can look at the quarterback series on Netflix where they basically highlighted Patrick Mahomes and Maxx Crosby. You know, Maxx Crosby bring that heat and standing on 10 toes, even though we was getting our asses handed to us, we got to see Patrick Mahomes give his best Kermit the Frog impression.
I'm here. I'm here.
That being said, though, recently on the Up and Adams show, she had Patrick Mahomes. They got to talk a little bit, and she asked him what he thought about Maxx Crosby, especially after Maxx Crosby basically showed him some love, saying that he's the best of the best when it comes to the quarterbacks in the NFL.
Maxx Crosby made news yesterday. Nice things about you, calling you the greatest quarterback there.
You know, me and Pat have had a very healthy rivalry for years now. He's the best of the best, and I view myself as the best of the best. So every time you put two competitors out there, you know, I'm trying to literally kill him every play, and he's trying to make plays every time. We have ultimate respect. Hug his kids after the game, dap it up. We talk our shit, but like when we're in between the lines, it's war. He's a fucking dog, and that's a matchup I look forward to every time.
Would you like to return the compliment? I feel like you two are so fun. What is the dynamic there, Patrick? Because you get after each other. I see the highlights, the headbutts, the this, that, and then you're both like, I love him, I respect him, so great. What's the dynamic?
You know, I have so much respect for all those guys in the league that are about their craft. They're about being better and better. And like he said, like, we're going to compete. We know when we step on that football field, we're going up against each other. It's the Raiders, it's the Chiefs, it's two of the greatest in the league going at each other, every snap, and then continuing to do it twice a year. And so there's so much healthy respect, but when we get on that football field, it's going to be trash talk. It's going to be going out there, and he's going to be trying to get to me. I'm going to be trying to make big plays happen. But those are the guys that, like I always say, like, obviously he's on the other team, so I want to go up against him and beat him. But that's the guys you want on your team, the guys that are going to leave it all out there no matter what the score is, and be the best that they can possibly be every snap.
You don't want to say he's the best pass rusher in the business right now?
No, he's the best. I mean, I think he's sacked me the most out of anyone I've ever played against.
Oh,
so,
really?
I mean, to me, he's the best pass rusher that I've played against. And so, no offense to any other pass rusher, just putting it out there. But he is the best one that I've went up against because he goes out there and he gives you the effort, he has the moves, and he has the skill. And I think that's hard to have all three of those and do that a year in and year out.
Now, even though Patrick Mahomes is a jabroni, I do got a lot of respect for him, and it's great to see that he's showing some respect back to Maxx Crosby. Like I say, even though they're supposed to hate each other, he knows game recognized game. And if there's a guy that goes at the Chiefs 100% every single time, it's Maxx Crosby. And we see that energy, and that's why a lot of Raider fans love this dude. But it's great to hear from, I would say, the best quarterback in the NFL right now, showing some love to Maxx Crosby. And there's a lot of pass rushers that he's played against, some really great ones as well. But when you look at the work ethic and see what Maxx Crosby does on and off the field, it just shows that this guy is just on another level. And that's what makes me more excited going into this new season, especially with the new coach that can keep that same energy like Maxx Crosby with Pete Carroll. I feel like the sky's the limit for this team. We've got all the pieces in place offensively now and even defensively. And with Maxx Crosby coming back healthier than ever, then I believe that we're in for a big matchup between the two when we do face off this season. Of course, the biggest question for a lot of people and a lot of Raider fans is whether or not Christian Wilkins will be ready to go once the season does start. But, you know, that's another topic for another day. But I want to just stay on this. Maxx Crosby, Patrick Mahomes. We're going to see that matchup 2 more times this season. And I just hope that the Raiders come out on the winning side of things. So, you know, with that said, I thought it was just interesting to bring this up, and it's just interesting to hear Patrick Mahomes actually show some love. Now, how many sacks do I think Maxx Crosby could get against Patrick Mahomes? I don't know, maybe 5 in Kansas City, 5 over here in Las Vegas, but you know, that's just me being a biased Raider fan. Now, moving on to another interesting topic, I want to go over the Raiders Mount Rushmore ever since 2000. Now, this comes from Bleacher Report. They basically named every team's Mount Rushmore ever since 2000. So I thought it was pretty interesting because I wanted to look at what they had for our Raiders. Of course, we were the Oakland / Las Vegas Raiders, and we had a a really rocky road, I would say, ever since 2000. Of course, the beginning of the millennium started really good. It's been a roller coaster ever since then, but looking at the names that they had, I thought was really interesting. So this is who they named on the Mount Rushmore. You have Rich Gannon. Okay. You got Sebastian Janikowski. All right. You got Charles Woodson. That's a given. And the last name could surprise a lot of people, especially as of right now. They had Maxx Crosby, who, of course, like I said, is a fan favorite and has done a lot for this team ever since he's joined this team. But is it a little too early to put him on that list right now? Who knows? And is there one name that is not on the list right now that I know a lot of fans might be questioning? Again, who knows? But I know that there's a name that a lot of people might be wondering why they're not on the list. But I want to go over the explanation of why they have these 4 guys as the Raiders Mount Rushmore ever since 2000. They go on to say that the Las Vegas Raiders have experienced quite a few lean years since they lost Super Bowl 37 following the 2002 season. However, they found a few verifiable stars along the way. Pass rusher Maxx Crosby is the most recent, and his Hall of Fame trajectory should earn him a place in the Raiders' lore. With 59.5 sacks and 4 Pro Bowls in 6 seasons, Crosby is the current face of the Raiders franchise. Back in early 2000s, Rich Gannon was the face of the Raiders. While he only played 3 full seasons after the turn of the century, all 3 were Pro Bowl campaigns. Gannon was also a 2-time first-team All-Pro during that stretch and took Oakland to a Super Bowl and was the NFL MVP in 2002. With all due respect to Derek Carr, Gannon is probably still the most prolific quarterback in the Raiders' last quarter century. While players like Carr, Davante Adams, Khalil Mack, and Mt.Rushmore have made their marks on Raider history, our last 2 spots go to defensive back Charles Woodson and kicker Sebastian Janikowski. Woodson spent a 7-year stretch with the Packers, but he was a Raider from 1998 to 2005 and returned in 2013 to play his last 3 seasons with the franchise. His post-2000s Raiders career included 21 interceptions, 3 Pro Bowls, and a Hall of Fame induction in 2021. Janikowski, on the other hand, may have only been a kicker, but the 2000 first-round pick held it down for the Raiders for 17 seasons, affectionately named Seabass. Janikowski was the rare special team star, as he remains the franchise leader in both games played with 268 and points scored with 1,799. Now, all in all, of course, all of these guys are great players and have been a staple in Raiders history, especially since 2000. And I do understand the reasoning behind most of these guys, and I wouldn't want to take away from any of them. I just kind of feel like Derek Carr should still be in that list somewhere, somehow, whether you agree with me or not. I know, of course, that there can be somewhat of an argument with Rich Gannon or even Sebastian Janikowski or Maxx Crosby, but I think all of them deserve a spot, at least on the Mount Rushmore. If I was to give my list on who I believe should be on the Raiders Mount Rushmore ever since 2000, I would definitely put in Charles Woodson. I would also put in Derek Carr. And, you know, it's kind of hard. I feel like I would want to put Khalil Mack in there, but it's just kind of tough. Of course, Rich Gannon's got to be in there for what he was able to do with the Raiders in the 3 seasons that he was here. But that last spot, I guess you could kind of give it to either Khalil Mack, Sebastian Janikowski, or maybe Maxx Crosby. And I feel like Maxx Crosby's only scratched the surface so far. I know when he finally calls it quits, he'll have a great career overall. But as far as right now, I'm going to just go with players that played and is not playing with the team right now. I guess I'd put it in there, Sebastian Janikowski. So that'd be my 4 right there. You got Rich Gannon, Charles Woodson, Derek Carr, Sebastian Janikowski. I guess I'm just leaving out Maxx Crosby in this one. With that said, with the plethora of many great talents that have come and gone in the silver and black ever since 2000, let me know who you think should be on the Mount Rushmore of Raiders players ever since the year 2000. Let me know down in the comments below. With that being said, Raidernation, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys do, hit that like button. If not, then hit that like button. Until the next video, though, this is your boy, some more Raider, and your boys, yeah.